But as you guys know, I'm Matthew Hamburger, and we're about to have some muscular fun today. So let's all come to stand. What I would recommend, Kathy, is let's actually bring the chair a little further back. So for you guys, everything you do in studio is in front of the chair. You're great. So let's all come to stand. We're going to start off where we normally start off, doing our hip wiggles, and keep on noticing, because I know some of you guys are super consistent coming to class. Some of you are just getting back into your consistency. And yeah, I want you to feel those hips change. Maybe from class to class. I welcome you just to go side to side with these hip wiggles. You can throw in whatever you want to experiment or play around with, because your body knows better than me. But as you all know already, there are 3 P's for a Posture Police class. The first P is pain. Okay, we want to avoid pain. So let's come to a pause. We'll actually pay attention to look for pain. Let's bend our knees, stay in just a touch. Take a big deep breath, and let's just scan our body. Notice if you feel any pain. All right. All of us checked mark. We have no pain in the body. Now let's notice the other sensations. Do you have ache, soreness, stretch, tightness, cramping? We'll even throw in some tingling, maybe some. There's just so many sensations you should get. So let's scan our head a little bit. Deep breath in and just notice our body. Almost all of us hold that tension in the shoulders. So let's do one little shoulder raise, and then we'll just do one little basic sniff. See if you feel any tension there. Scan the body. Notice if you're feeling any tension in the neck. Maybe you feel tension in the abs or the belly. Maybe you feel tension in the lower back. Maybe when you were doing those hip wiggles, you felt some tightness. So yeah, so the umbrella of hurt tells us that we sometimes lump ache, soreness, stretch, tightness, cramping into our umbrella of hurt. So let's go back into our hip wiggles. Maybe just gaining that awareness. Or now we'll start talking about the second P, which is perception. That's where we gain that greater awareness of our body. And I do like if we keep our knees bent while we do this. That's also an important one. So keeping our knees bent with the hip wiggles. I'm bumping into the chair. And now let's transition into some knee highs. And you could use this to gain greater awareness as to which side you have greater balance on. If you're looking to really improve your balance, there's 3 places I like to focus on, okay? First one is making sure that the standing knee has a slight bend in it. That gets us to activate all of our muscles in our legs to stabilize us. Then you could focus on your core and suck your belly button in slightly. Or I think almost everyone's experienced, you could do a little pretending that you're being punched in the stomach and bracing your core. The next thing is we can utilize something that we use in yoga, which is a dristi. You can find that steady place to focus on. For me, it's our exit sign. So make sure it's not moving. And we're going to play a little bit more here than usual. So let's work with about 3 more on each side, going really slowly down. The slower we go, the more we actually relax our nervous system. And the more we challenge our balance. If you drank too much coffee this morning, it might be hard to do it too slowly.
I usually have 2 by this time, but I didn't have 1 tonight because I knew that wouldn't be good.
Just curious, who I know some of you, but give me a little wave if you drink coffee. Did I say? I am struggling talking. All right. Good stuff. Yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah.
I remember it was right around.
No worries. Thank you. So let's do a couple more hip wiggles. You're welcome to do a hula hoop as well. And just let's put some thought into the hula hoop if you're going to do the hula hoop. And really challenge where you're tight. I welcome you to keep your feet shoulder width apart. And I don't know why I feel like showing you from the side, but it's really all about getting as far as we can with these imaginary hula hoops. If we were doing a real hula hoop, it would just fall to the ground doing it this slow. That's why it's got to be imaginary. And notice if you're feeling it in the same places as usual or a different place. Now's the best opportunity to go into the other direction. Awesome. Let's do about 3 more. Excellent stuff. And we'll do one little Tai Chi twist before we move on to the more deliberate exercises today. And notice any of the tightness that you're feeling. And we'll do this for 3, 2, 1. Beautiful stuff. So we're going to start off using our chair today for our hamstring stretch. So I'm just removing the corrective cane. We're going to come to the back of our chair. And as a reminder, I know all of you know, but hamstrings are in the back of our legs, back of our thigh. Let's keep our left leg planted on the ground, left foot. Lift the right foot over, cross the right foot over the left. So our pinky toes or pinky side of our foot is essentially touching. And the goal here is to keep our feet planted on the ground. It's not necessarily possible for everyone. So let's bend our knees, stick our butt back, lean forward, and lift your chest up. I'm a big fan. If your chair is a little low, maybe use your forearms. And just try to recall, if you guys all remember, what the 3rd P is, which is prana. So notice if you were breathing before I mentioned that. So prana really just means, for this sake, in this class, breathe. So just breathe. Get that life energy flowing through you. Big, deep breath in. And I welcome you to stick your butt out more. Lift your chest up more. Sometimes the hard part is to keep your spine straight while we do this. Maybe you're feeling it a little bit in the calf. And let's really enjoy this. I love what I'm seeing. Mary and Michelle and Bill and Nancy. I should have just kept it going and said Mary, Michelle, and Matt, because we have a bunch of M's. And another deep breath in. And if your body's saying yes, let's go a notch deeper. You might want to experiment by bending the knees more and seeing how it feels, and then straightening the knees more. So there is no cookie cutter perfect way to get a hamstring stretch when all of our other muscles are playing into it as well. And one last big deep breath in. And maybe bend your knees more. Maybe stick your butt out a lot more and lift your chest up. And let's smile here, even if you don't want to. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up. Beautiful. And now let's do one of our transitions just to keep our body moving. Whether you want to do a hula hoop, a hip wiggle. I'm feeling a hip wiggle. You could also do a Tai Chi twist. We just want to keep that blood pumping. And kind of like yoga, how we set an intention. Okay, whatever we're focusing on for our little transition, if you're feeling Tai Chi twist, if you're feeling hip wiggle, let's focus on trying to get a little bit of a breakthrough. Maybe get that 1, 2, 3% of a breakthrough. Maybe with the Tai Chi twist, you could just be a little bit more fluid. Michelle, I call that the helicopter. All right, so let's transition into the other side. So you do not have to move your chair. I'm just doing it for the sake of it looking symmetrical. I'm surprised I care that much about that. Keeping our right foot planted on the ground, lifting our left up. Pinky side of our foot, pinky side of our foot. Knees back, knees bent, butt back. Lean forward, lift your chest up. And notice how it feels different. And not noticing that it feels different is a realization in itself. Maybe you need to slow down and just feel the differences. Because we all have differences from left to right. Sometimes our body doesn't want us to feel it different. Sometimes our body wants us to feel balanced, even if we are a little imbalanced. Deep breath in. And stick your butt out a little bit more. Chest up a little bit more. This is one of the safest ways to try to straighten your spine while you do it. I just want you to answer this within yourself, but are you breathing when I'm not telling you to, or are you holding your breath? Another big deep breath in. Butt out, chest up. Maybe play around with bending or straightening your knees. Experimentation is encouraged. Beautiful stuff. Michelle, you are going low. Big, deep breath in. Last one here. And we're going to take it slow. Let's smile. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Notice how it's feeling different or the same. Pushed it a little too far. One of our in-studio Holisitcrats said that he's feeling a little dizzy after that. And, huh? No. But I'm saying, like, it's normal to experience that. It's not like a bad thing. I actually think you're being a little bit of an overachiever, my good friend. I think you push yourself a little bit hard. And when we push ourselves really hard, that's actually when we sometimes get dizzy. Sometimes we think of it as something bad, but it's sometimes a sign of something good. But yeah, we're going to now, once you come to a close with that in 3, 2, 1, we're now going to move into our knee glutes. And if anyone doesn't recall from previous classes, we almost always do the knee glutes first and after. Today, I wanted to do the hamstring stretch first. So let's hold it in our left hand today, lifting our left knee as high as possible, keeping the knee bent as you kick back. And let's pay attention. Do you feel it in the lower back? That little ache? How's your balance feeling? Maybe you normally feel that little cramp in the hamstring and today you're not feeling it. I urge you to keep your right standing knee a little bit bent. Beautiful stuff. You guys are doing great. And let's pause. We're going to do 4 more here, but I want to just turn to the side to give you a little bit of an option. Because the way we did the hamstring stretch first, I encourage you to try this. And as we kick back, lift your chest up. You might feel it a touch more in your lower back, but let's do just 4 just like this. You guys are looking awesome. I love that, Mary. How's that feeling, Bill? Awesome. Beautiful. And it seems like that was 4 for everybody. Some of you might have even done 5. I'm not going to complain. We could do a little hip wiggle. I know someone did 6. So we really got an overachiever here. You good? All right, so switching to our right hand. Lifting our right knee as high as possible, keeping the knee bent as you kick back. Notice how it feels different. As much as the exercise itself seems like it's the most important thing, actually noticing the difference in your body, I believe, is truly the most important thing. Maybe you feel one of your glutes activate more or less. So, yeah, and maybe you hold your breath on one side versus the other. And that's something to work on in each class. Beautiful. We'll do 1 more before we take the pause. And I like taking the pause so we can just recenter our attention a little bit. And because this time, some of you might have done it because you knew it was coming. But now let's make sure that we lift our chest up as we kick back. And let's do 2 more. Or whatever you did with the other side. You can keep it even. Keeping it even is good. Awesome stuff. We're going to grab our chair again after we put our stick down. We're going to do a little bit of a quad stretch. You can always do hip wiggles. No one ever said no to hip wiggles. So for our quad stretching, I want us to be intuitive. Listen to our body. Pick the side we want to do first. So you grab a strap. That's a perfect idea. You beat me to it, Bill. But if you want to use a strap can help if you have a hard time grabbing. But what we're doing is we're just using the chair to stabilize ourselves. And what we want to do is we're going to spend a little bit more time here than you think. So let's make it healthy. So you're feeling that, Mary? Is it tough? You might want to try to use a strap. Oh, is it too much? Does it hurt too much? So a strap, what you can do with the strap is wrap it around your ankle, and then it'll help you pull back. So let's make sure that whichever leg we're stretching, we want to keep our standing knee a little bit bent. We do not want to lock the knee. And we're going to take our time here, and we're going to take a pause in between. Don't worry, we're not going to like break our leg, I promise. All right. So just get ourselves into a comfortable stretch. You can pull up with your arm. You can pull your knee back. There's so many ways of looking at it. But one thing I want us to do is keep our knee kind of close in to our other knee. So keep our legs a little bit together. Some of us have a tendency to go out to the side, but we want to be in a little bit. From here, we're going to lift our chest up a little. Deep breath in. And now let's really give ourselves a bit of a tug on that ankle or the strap. One more deep breath in, and we're going to pause. We can let our leg drop. Is everyone feeling it? You feeling it in your lower back? Okay. Hey, some of us are feeling it on the opposite side. What does it feel like? What kind of sensation?
It's more of I'd say it's more of a stretch.
Okay,
I think it,
okay. You might be putting a little bit of a twist in there, so try to pay attention to the twist.
It's not painful, but
All right, so we're gonna take this up a notch. So we're going back to the same leg. Yes. Listen to your body. So we're taking up a notch, but we do want to listen to our body. So keep your knee close to the standing leg. We're going to pull back and with the arm, and then drop the shoulder a little bit. Kind of try to come to just the edge of our comfort zone. Then we're going to kick our leg, our ankle, into our hand. Now lift our chest up. So the lifting the chest up is oftentimes where you'll feel it on the other side because we're using our hips to stabilize. And if you're up for the challenge, this is purely optional. You can let go and release. It's challenging our balance. It's challenging both hips and our quad that we're stretching. And try to enjoy this for 3, 2, 1, and release. Let's do a little hip wiggle. Do a little Tai Chi twist. Do a little hula hoop. You're feeling on the right side though? All right, we have a couple more exercises before we get to take a seat. Actually, we're doing this side, one more exercise, then we're taking a seat. And just knowing that if you were listening to your body, this side might be the harder side. Okay, I definitely feel tighter here today. All right. So, how's it going, everyone? Notice if you're breathing or holding your breath. We want to breathe. Make sure that your standing knee has a slight bend in it. Lift our chest up a little bit. Big, deep breath here. If your body says yes, you can pull a little bit deeper. If your body's like, no, I want to wait for this, I want to just hang out here. You could be friends with your quad. We want to be friends with our body, so we could hang out. Notice if your knee's coming out to the side like mine was a little bit, and bring that knee in. One last deep breath in before we pause. And in 2, 1, let's release and do a little bit of a pause. So just let's notate where you feel it different. I felt this side way more intense than this side. And I felt this one more by my knee, this one more by my hip. And I only feel this on this part of my lower back. So just given some, there's no perfect way. We're never going to feel it in the exact same places when we do this stuff. But the more we gain awareness, the more we learn what is tight in our body, and then maybe why it is tight. Maybe you realize when you sit on the couch, you always sit on one side of the couch and you always lean. Interestingly enough, which side of the couch we sit on and which side of the bed we sleep on is a huge reason as to why we develop certain patterns. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I believe I'm a righty. I brush my teeth sometimes with my left hand. Has anyone ever heard that that's good for us? We're going to go back to it now. All right. And this is where we take it up a notch. So, good job, Kathy. Good job, Mary. We're going to pull up with our arm a little bit. I'll turn to the side, pull up a little bit, and then release the arm. We're going to kick. Keep the hand where it is. So we're not pulling as much with the arm. We're kicking back with the ankle, with the leg, and lifting our chest up. Awesome, Nancy. If you don't want to release the hand, another option is just to let go of the kick and continue to pull. And it gets much more of a deeper hip stretch. There's so many little variables to do with this. I think I just realized maybe next Saturday this is going to be the focus of class. I know. So we're going to do I'm going to really break down the different variations we can do with this. And we're going to go deep into stretching our hip. Because yes, this is a hamstring stretch. I fell out of it. Let's do this for 3. Make sure we're breathing. 2, 1. So yes, we get a quad stretch out of it. And then when you get deep enough, you get that little bit of a hip stretch. So that's why you might feel it in your lower back as an ache. Did you only feel that in your right side?
Yeah, I'm feeling it back in this side.
Okay. Good.
It was right here.
So you're super normal. This is the quad, yes. So before we grab a seat, we're going to utilize all these muscles that we stretched, and we're going to activate them again in the best way possible. We're going to do a set of squats. For this set of squats, I want us to keep our feet a little bit wider than our body tells us. So a little bit wider. Awesome. So make sure our knees are slightly bent, butt goes out, chest stays up. And let's bring our elbows in a little bit. Have our hands frame our face. Keep our butt back. You're welcome to lift your toes up. And squeeze your butt as you come up. Really important to squeeze your butt as you come up. Awesome stuff. I love what I'm seeing. Mary, you're doing awesome. Bill, you're doing magnificent. Michelle, you're doing extraordinary. Nancy, you're doing amazing. I think I could come up with more adjectives as well. Kathy, you're doing phenomenal. Matt, you're doing wonderful. And let's do 3. Squeeze our butt as hard as possible. 2, 1. Awesome stuff. We can always do a little hip wiggle or Tai Chi twist before we sit down. No one ever said no. We are going to start away from the back of our chair. Sometimes it's best to even come to the edge of our seat. I don't know why I did that in quotes. That really wasn't necessary. But sometimes I do things that I don't know why I do it. Let's all start by crossing our right leg. Oftentimes I let you guys pick your side, but today I've learned we get it really moving when we do all the same side. So let's look down at our left foot. Make sure our left foot and our left knee is right in front of our hip. Some of us tilt to the side when we can't fully cross, but that's secondary. We really want to make sure this anchoring leg is there. And let's start by just letting our body cave down. Drop the forearm, Kathy, like this. Yeah. So we're going to let the weight push on our right leg, creating that bit of a hip stretch. Yeah. So we're right here, and we're just falling in. I know for Mary and Bill, you guys, this is a bit of a struggle for you guys, but this is going to be great. This is a great little struggle. So we could also push out to the side a little bit. Just get ourselves that little nice respectful stretch. And let's bring our chest up, put our hands on our thigh, not our shin, not our knee, and just give it that little push down. Deep breath in, and let's release our hands and continue to push our knee down. Awesome. Now let's put our hands actually back on our thigh. Give it one more nudge, maybe 1%, maybe 1 inch. Just get a notch further. And let's release one more time. Now this is where the fun begins. We're going to lift our knee to our chest. And then let's use our hands. That was perfect. I love that. You can use your hands to lift it up and your hands to push it down. But let's try to get a notch further even. Just baby steps, 1% at a time. Now let's put our fingers on our sternum. Lift our chest up. Deep breath in. Continue to push that knee down, and let's lean forward. Let's keep both of our hips on the chair, trying to keep our chest a little bit up so that our spine stays reasonably straight. I know this is a work in progress for many of us. It took me like 1.5 years of doing this virtually every day before I was like, wow, I'm actually proud of where I've come. It takes a while to break through this stuff. And keep in mind, the way we've been living life our entire life kind of settles in our hips. So deep breath in, and if your body is saying yes, go deeper and go lower. If your body's not saying yes, maybe you want to go back to pushing your leg down a little. You're your own guru. Huh? Does Tony Robbins say that? I think he does. Maybe not. One more deep breath in. And if your body's saying yes, you can go one last notch deeper. For 3, 2, 1. And let's use the back of our chair. Hug our knee to our chest. And remember, our knee to our chest, not our chest to our knee. Sometimes this feels like a big release in over here. Sometimes our lower back. Deep breath in and hug in a little more. Sometimes you feel that little bit of a pinching or aching or soreness in the in our like groin area, front of the hip. Everything we've done today so far is kind of like working into this. This is our like, in yoga, we always have a peak pose. In Posture Police, I kind of have avoided the concept of a peak pose, but this is basically our peak pose. We're gonna enjoy this for 3, 2, 1, and let's slowly release. Sometimes me trying to go against the grain of yoga has made me realize that I just have to embrace that there's a reason why that 5,000-year-old wisdom is still relevant today. And sometimes reinventing the wheel is not worth it. All right. So now working on our left side. And I know I didn't cue you in the beginning to flex your foot or not, but I know you guys all know if you were flexing your foot before, flex your foot now. If you weren't, then you don't have to. But if you feel any discomfort in the knee, that's what we want to kind of prevent. So let's lean forward, putting our left forearm on that left leg and using that to push us down a little bit, to open up our hip. Maybe you're focusing more down, but you can give yourself a little bit of a side push. Our hips move in many directions. Our hips are a little bit more complicated than most people think. Most people think of our hip as like one joint, but technically it's 3 joints. And that goes into a whole other conversation that I'm going to leave there. So let's take a deep breath, lift our chest up. Let's replace our forearm with our hands. And remember, on our thigh, not our knee, not our shin. Deep breath in as we give that respectful push down. Notice if one side was tighter than the other. Awesome. I assume you guys have breathed out after that deep breath in. But let's inhale and put our hands up to, yoga would call it cactus. I like to call it, don't write me a posture citation position. And if it's easy for you, bring your knee to your chest just on its own and then push it back down. But you're welcome to use your hand as well. Pull it up here and then push it down. Awesome. And now let's hold it back down. Putting our fingers on our sternum, making sure as we go down that we keep our chest up a little bit. So the goal is to keep your spine a little bit more straight than our natural inclination to just round. Awesome. Deep breath in. If your body is saying yes, let's go a notch deeper. If your body's saying no, then respect it. If you don't know what your body's saying, continue to come to yoga and posture police. It's sometimes we don't. Everyone's body speaks its own language, and we have different interference. It's like stress is interference, fear is interference, being tired and having pain is like interference from understanding ourselves. One more deep breath in. And last notch deeper. Sometimes even being dehydrated is a form of interference from understanding our body. And let's come up to rise, hugging our knee to our chest. Notice how it feels different. Maybe you feel a pinch in the groin on one side, not the other. Maybe you don't feel this side the same way, and you want to tweak the direction a little bit. Feel free to experiment. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And we'll enjoy this for 3, 2, 1. I like how some of you are picking up the cue when I say enjoy this. That's always a welcome to smile. I saw a few of you did that. So that's awesome. All right. We're going to slowly come to stand. And before we move on to some real exercises, we can do a Tai Chi twist. And then I just want to do a little walking around, just feeling how our hips feel. While we're doing a little Tai Chi twist, you can keep your knees bent a little bit if you want. I don't really teach this traditional to Tai Chi, so. And awesome. Let's slowly come to stop. And we're just going to do a little bit of walking and trying to see if we can feel where we're tight. I know sometimes walking is really easy for us. We all learn to walk at a young age. And notice if you feel anything in the hips. Notice if you want to squeeze your butt while you walk, like we're doing the duck walk, and feeling if our hips feel tight. Maybe you feel a little tug in the knee while you're doing this. I just want you to see and listen to your body. Awesome stuff. All right. So now moving on and addressing our shoulders a lot. That's the other place where I have some sunburn. So we're going to open up our feet shoulder width apart, bend our knees, stick our butt back a little bit, lift our chest up, doing some monkey flies. Back of our hands together. For today's monkey flies, we're going to focus on our shoulder rotator cuff muscles. So let's round our shoulders a little bit when we come back here and all the way open up, almost trying to keep our palms up to the ceiling as we finish off. And it still is important that we keep our hands level with our shoulders while we do it. It's challenging. You might feel it a little bit more than usual. Awesome. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll just sniff it out. You can always do some hip wiggles while sniffing it. That's a weird one. It's almost like a dance move. We got some real dancing going on in studio. You guys would love it. Awesome stuff. So we're going to do something that's a little bit different, but we're going to start off doing our simple dynamic neck stretch. So let's, before we do anything, raise our shoulder blades all the way up, and now let's pull our fingertips towards the ground. So this is actually something where we want to try to keep this pull going for about a minute. We're now going to go side to side with our dynamic neck stretch. While we're standing, we do want to keep a slight bend in our knees, and we're basically amplifying what's a normal simple neck stretch for us with reaching our fingertips and our shoulders down towards the ground. Maybe you feel a little bit more of a tug. Maybe you notice one shoulder coming up as you go to the other side. And let's pause. Bring our head to center. Shoulder blades up one more time and pull those fingertips down. Someone in studio just asked, can you guys hear my neck crunching? I think all of our necks crunch when we do this stuff, whether it's like it makes me want to eat some Rice Krispies, but I don't think anyone really hears it. Now, let's come to pause. We're going to put our hands like this. We did this, I think Michelle did this seated the other day. Our goal here is to keep our elbows close into the side of our body, pulling our shoulder blades back a little bit, and we're just going to go out. The goal is to keep our elbows close in and then back to center. This is activating our most commonly weak rotator cuff muscle. And this could even be a dance move. It's like, yeah. And if you want to challenge it even further, this muscle, I want you guys to keep doing a few more, but if you think of lifting your chest up while doing it, you might be able to activate the muscle even more and feel those muscles connecting to your shoulder blade really moving and tightening up. Notice if you're breathing or holding your breath. We're going to do 3 more. Yeah, and one thing I noticed from the video is my left side seems like it doesn't go as far. So that's something that I personally noticed that I'm going to have to work on. All right, so let's do a little Tai Chi twist. Maybe you guys heard that little shoulder crack. Awesome. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into our shoulders and our neck before class is over, especially doing our swimmers. Awesome. So let's come to a close. We're going to do one other set of monkey flies. And let's focus on form a little bit more. Bend our knees a little, our butt back and chest up. So it's really hard to keep our butt back while we do it. And let's squeeze our shoulder blades together this time. Keep our butt back. Awesome. Try to keep your shoulders down a little as you go back. Yeah. You feeling the difference? 3, 2, 1. And let's do a big set of sniffs. Let's do about 20 of them. Awesome. I love that I see some limp noodle arms. That's what we want our arms to look like. It's like, I lost count, but someone must have been. I see you guys all started stopping at a similar time, so I'm sure you guys are pretty good on count. And Michelle, this is for you. We're going to do our swimmers. We want to keep our lower body anchored down. So bend the knees a little bit, stick your butt out, put your feet a little bit wider. Yeah, there we go. And reach our fingertips all the way towards the ceiling. Get as much of a stretch in your shoulder blade inside of the body as you can. That'd be fun. You can go swimming today. Oh. And let's do 2 more on each side. Amazing. And now let's reverse it, the backstroke. And we're going to actually take this one an extra dimension. So the main way I like to have us focus is to keep our chest forward. But this time also, let's keep our palm facing forward as long as possible. This is going to challenge our rotator cuff muscles a little bit. Yeah, try to, I know it's more challenging. You feel it? Yeah, try to keep your chest forward and your palm facing forward a little bit longer. Notice if you're breathing or holding your breath. It's kind of hard to hold your breath while doing these though. And we'll do 3 more on each side. And let's do 1 Tai Chi twist, or 1 set of Tai Chi twists for 10, 9, 8, 7. Really listen to your body intuitively. 5, 4. You could do helicopters. 2, and 1. And we're going to grab a seat again. We're going to do 1 seated exercise before we come up to stand and we use our yoga block. So coming away from the back of our chair, we're going to do our seated version of it, our Posture Police cat-cows. So dropping our chin to our chest, rounding our back, bringing our elbows and pinkies to touch, and then pushing all the way back. As a reminder, one of the goals is to keep your elbows in front of your hands. It's really tough, and it really challenges the rotator cuff muscles. So I'll turn to the side so you can see what happens. So it is, hold on, I realized the mic thing. Like this. Awesome, Mary. Awesome, Nancy. Awesome, Bill. Bill, I see your range of motion is improving with this. And let's do 3 more here. Beautiful stuff. And let's just do a minute of wiggling, whether it's Tai Chi twist, whether it's hip wiggles, whether you're lifting your knees high because you want to see if your balance has improved. Just do one of our transitions. I'm feeling some Tai Chi twists, but I'm also feeling some knee highs. But if I try to do those together, I think I'm going to fall. Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's like almost like aerobics. So. And we'll do this for 3, 2, 1. Mary, that is amazing. Woo! And if you're not worried about what everyone around you thinks, you're welcome to do a woo. You guys, woo! We got some woos in the studio. All right, so with our block, we want to open our feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. It's almost like I haven't done this as much recently, but we're doing basically a bend and a squat at the same time. Trying to keep our chest up a little bit, keeping our knees slightly bent as we reach all the way up and back. So we want to get a full extension on the way up with our knees slightly bent. And notice if you feel like you're squatting more than you're bending, you might want to bend more. If you feel like you're bending more than you're squatting, you might want to squat more. It's a both. And you might feel a little bit of a stretch in the core and the abs, especially if you keep your knees a little bit bent. Feeling it? Yeah, that's one of the ways you know you're reaching high enough. Everyone looks like they are doing amazing as long as you don't hit a fan. I see there's a lot of fans in the class, but I know everyone's a different height. Let's do 3 more. All right. And with all of that happening, you can set your block down, and let's feel how our hips have changed. Maybe you still feel it tight. Maybe that tightness and ache turned into soreness. See a little bit. Yeah. So keep your knees bent as you wiggle. Awesome. Let's move into a Tai Chi twist. And you listen to your body, because when you're ready, we're going to move into some hula hoops. Yeah, when I'm trying to work out my hips, I like put my fingertips on where I feel tight. This is where I feel tight. Maybe it was from the jet ski yesterday. And let's make sure to go in the other direction. Awesome. Let's do a couple more so we feel even. Make sure you feel even on both sides. You can go back, forth. Awesome. And when you feel even on both sides, let's just lift our knees high as we kind of close out the class the way we opened the class. And let's do them slowly. And I think because, I don't know, because today's the last class of August, I think I'm going to pull Juliana out of the back and make sure she does our duck walk with us. I'm going to make her do it. Maybe she's listening. The last Saturday class of August. Oh, the last Posture Police class. Let me. I was just. Awesome. And now let's open up into our shoulder width apart. I think what you should do is you should scream Juliana's name. You should do it right now. Here. Bend our knees, stick our butt out, lift our chest up. Feel that ache in the lower back. Squeeze your butt as you keep your knees bent. Suck your belly button in and squeeze your butt some more. Awesome. How's that feel? Is everyone feeling that lovely, consistent ache in the lower back as you do this? Awesome. Knees bent, butt back, chest up. Squeeze your butt forward. Suck your belly button in. Squeeze your butt. Awesome. And the last one here. Juliana. Knees bent, butt back, chest up. Do it.
Juliana.
Say, we need you. Suck your belly button in. Squeeze your butt. And let's walk around. You're being requested. Come here. Come on, hurry. 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 You're coming too slowly. Come on, duck walk. It's duck walk time.
Another one.
Were you?
No, never.
Woo! How you guys feeling?
Terrible.
All right. Do you want to read the announcements?
T-shirts are here. T-shirts are here. If you guys are interested in ordering a T-shirt.
Women's shirts are here. Men's shirts are coming. Don't worry.
No, they're going to be a Holisitcrats
It's just
T-shirt.
Holisitcrats.
We did place the order, but you're still welcome to buy a shirt before our limited supply runs out. So you can do that right online, and you'll see it in the private Facebook group. We've got Mindful Monday next Monday at 3:33 p.m. with Mr. Matthew.
And if anyone has any requests of a different size other than small, medium, large, and extra large. Oh, aren't you the only extra small here? Why don't we just get one? All right. How are you feeling, Michelle?
I'm doing good. I got my Snap Crackle Pops. I love this class in the morning. It like totally wakes up my body. So
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I'm so glad you're feeling good.
Yep. Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
How are you feeling, Bill?
Great. I love this. And
Beautiful.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Oh, for beginner and yin?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. I think I'm going to be taking yin. Will I? I think so. Yeah. But I'm glad you're feeling so good. How are you doing, Mary?
I am better. The right side was bothering me. It's better. I get, when we were doing the duck walk, I was feeling that in the quad, in the front, along the groin area. It was pulling.
Super common. It's super normal. I should say it's super common and super typical. None of this is truly normal. The way we sit in society makes all of this stuff happen. So it's like we kind of need this as a counterbalance. But it's all good stuff because, like, imagine you're restoring damage that you didn't realize you did from sitting is basically what we're doing here. So it's beautiful. And I'm so glad that you feel good. And yeah, thank you for joining me and us. And how are you feeling, Nancy?
All of the morning pains are gone. So
That
it definitely helped stretch me out.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. I'm so glad you guys are doing so great. Thank you for coming to class.
I want to say this is the first time I've broken out in a sweat during Posture Police.
Okay. Hey.
It was
Well,
the most challenging one you've given. That was great.
I consider that a good problem.
No, it's great. It was good.
Beautiful.
Felt like I got a great workout too.
Yeah. Well,
During the squats, I broke a sweat.
I think there's going to be a class. I'll let you guys know when the class is coming. You're cool. There's going to be a class coming in September we're going to do a lot of squats. Maybe I won't tell anybody.
I'm not requesting them. Don't get it twisted.
Okay. I think squats are the single most valuable exercise that there is.
I know, but I hate them. I have a love-hate relationship with them.
I feel the same way about many things, but you guys are awesome. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys soon. Have a balanced day.
Thank you.